If you see me look here, it's because I'm looking at myself. I mean, you know, it's a vlog, so narcissus is inherent. So on my birthday, ahead of my birthday, I'd mentioned to Trudy that the only regret I had, being the ripe age that I am, was that I didn't have any minions. So she made me this cover for our smart hub assistant. Hey, turn on the light.
Alright, turning on IKEA light.
Yeah, that's what that is. We decided which minion this is. It's kind of Bob, isn't it? Yeah, this is Bob. I wonder if I can program the Google Assistant to respond to Bob. There's Liam getting his morning, what do we call that? Brushings. I stayed up a bit last night to finish editing the thing that I had done a little test with on the puppets. The test was to come up with a 2-camera system that would get better pictures of Jeff. And then I put it together and Patrick arrived before I had a chance to edit it, and then I finished tweaking it, doing the sound tweaking and everything, and completely forgot to edit to the second camera, which was the whole purpose of the test. So I loaded it up last night. It was this morning I suddenly realized, oh yeah, that was a 2-camera test. I didn't cut. I have to redo that. I've loaded it already. People have probably already watched it. I have to redo it. So now all of a sudden, there's going to be a 0 views version with 2 cameras. A lot of times when I'm waking up first thing in the morning, I'm right on the edge, like hanging over a bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. On my side, back end is out to the world, and I'm right on the edge. Like, if I sneezed, I would fall onto the ground.
Good Lord. Wonder why you're doing that.
I have no idea, but blankets were off, so it's obviously cooler.
Yeah.
But I like sleeping on the edge. So it's May the 2nd, I say to the camera, so that Trudy is aware that I'm not talking to her anymore. Let's do a little... do a whole lot of beautifying here. Mr. Jamila, I'm ready for my close-up now. Anyway, the thing about May the 2nd is it's our wedding anniversary. It's our 22nd wedding anniversary, which means 22 years ago, after living I've just received a correction from the stage manager 23 years ago. That's right, we got married on an even number and it's an odd numbered year. So it was 23 years ago. I might just edit that out. So 23 years ago, after living together for 4.5 months, living with me for 4.5 months, living with this for 4.5 months, this woman said, I do. Now here's the funny bit. She claims not to have regretted it. I know. If you've been watching these, you're on your 3rd day, and you're already wondering why you're still following. So I'm just saying, sainthood to this woman. Sainthood. Because anybody who spent 48 hours with me knows they're very glad they don't live with that. In fact, we've had a friend who has, when he's in between stuff, he's lived in our closet. It's a big, it's where I shoot the puppet show and everything. It's a long walk-in thing. But he keeps moving out, and I think it's because of me. I don't know. I won't be able to use that because I think he's one of my few viewers. Then again, maybe I will use it just to see if he's paying attention. So the first thing we do every day is we check the email. Next stop is the weather. 5 a.m. 7:42 a.m. It's 9 degrees, feels like 7. It's crappy with a chance of crappy. Next stop, Wikipedia. What's interesting is that the death of Apollo 11 astronaut Michael Collins made in the news, but he's not listed at the bottom under recent deaths. So reference here to the fact that Kanye West and Spike Jonze expanded a music video, See You in My Nightmares, into the film We Were Once a Fairy Tale. I have a completely different person in mind when I think of Spike Jonze. Obviously thinking of the wrong Spike Jonze or somebody whose name was similar but isn't. But the Spike Jonze I'm thinking of would not have been alive during Kanye West's life, and if he had been, he wouldn't be working with him. He had standards. So on this day, in 2011, Osama bin Laden was shot and killed by U.S. Navy SEAL Team 6 in a private residential compound in Abbottabad, Pakistan. Now, Abbottabad is just down the road from Kazakhstan. Now, here's the thing about that. That happened in the middle of the night. And we were staying in a hotel, kind of more of like a motel, in Hyde Park, New York, because we'd gone down there to visit the FDR Museum. So the next morning we go down to the breakfast room, and one of the Americans go, "Did you hear? They got Osama." Now Trudy had not had her coffee yet. So she almost burst into tears because she immediately thought that what she had heard them say was, they got Obama. And we like Obama. And as I noticed that she was reacting in a way that was not appropriate, I went, Osama bin Laden, because I had checked the news first thing in the morning. The wave of relief that came over her confused the hell out of the Americans that had just told us that. But Hyde Park, New York is only an hour away from New York City. And that would have been really bad if somebody had said, we got Osama, and then this Canadian started crying. We would have been chased out of town pretty quick, I think, if that had happened. The inherent vague generalities of horoscopes I find entertaining. And as I've already made comment twice now, they almost always apply to me because, I am, in many respects, a typical Aries. But I'm also Irish and multi-sexual. Anyway, whatever. So here's today's. And this doesn't fit into that category, but it is funny for a completely related, oddly enough, actual pertinent and relevant reason. So here's my horoscope today. Money issues have been high on your agenda in recent weeks, but soon you will need to shift your attention to less material matters. Don't sweat it if you have to pay a few more dollars than you wanted to get your freedom It's worth almost any price. Now, the funny with that is, we've been looking at booking the flight for Christmas. And I'm a little hesitant to do that because of the experience almost exactly a year ago where we had to cancel our trip because of the COVID pandemic. But the flights are rapidly booking up on the trip that we want to take. So it's like, it's May, and we're going to have to outlay thousands of dollars for an air trip that isn't happening until December just to make sure we can go when we want and in the way we want. And I've been hesitating on this. But that is perhaps, good or bad, exactly what I need to hear. Odd timing.
Okay.
Aside from Morgan Freeman, if you could choose someone to narrate your life, who would it be?
Vader.
Oh, James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones.
Okay. You know who I immediately thought of?
Who?
Sam Elliott. Jeanette has already posted that answer.
Oh, wow.
I know. That's weird. It's by marriage, but Jeanette is family. I'm always a little suspicious when my family and I start thinking alike.
Second floor.
Second verse, same as the first. It's just a suggestion, but if you're going to put a warning like this, you should put it at the entrance to the park. There's another one deep inside it. Oh! She said she wanted me to look more like Superman, so I grew this horrible mustache. These are actually supposed to be rewashable bags for vegetables and fruit. But they also do a wonderful job washing masks. Anniversary pizza. Good fellas.
Good fellas.
Because it's good, you know?
23 happy years.
I have it on record now. Pizza! The additional side note is that she said, shall I serve the bubbly? And for us normally that means club soda, and then I heard a cork pop. So, it's bubbly.